with Bobby and Dan, your favorite pop culture podcast, the Frying Pan Podcast. It's me. My name is Dan, and I'm with Bobby, and that's why we did Bobby and Dan welcoming the pan because it rhymes, and people like rhyming these days. Before we get into the nitty gritty of this episode, please be sure to leave a 5-star rating and review on wherever you listen to this podcast, which is possibly everywhere except SoundCloud, just because I
That's
feel like
true.
SoundCloud podcast, like putting your SoundCloud just no, sorry, putting your
Yeah.
podcast just on SoundCloud is weird to me because I always think of SoundCloud as like Lil Pump, you know what I
Music,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah, like just like SoundCloud rappers. So I'm just like I don't want to be a SoundCloud podcast. But granted, it's more reach, so maybe I should think about it. But I don't know.
Screw SoundCloud. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, I don't,
Be-
it's whatever.
Honestly, whenever I say we're on every audio platform, I mean every audio platform because SoundCloud doesn't count.
There's like somebody that watches every week and they listen every week and they're like, so it's on SoundCloud this week? And then they go to check and then they're just like, dude, he keeps
it.
doing this to me, man.
I just want to listen on SoundCloud. No, I hate SoundCloud.
But
I just don't like their user interface.
It's very awkward, right?
Like I can't even figure out how to turn the shit down half the time.
I know. I mean, like on the computer it's easier, but like as an app, it
Yeah.
feels so useless.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I would quite literally never. I'm all for underground rappers and music artists and all that, but like, I'm not gonna find people through SoundCloud. The only time I've ever used SoundCloud is if someone sends me a link to someone. They're like, "Hey, check out this person on SoundCloud."
Yeah.
I'm never actively looking through SoundCloud
Or if like
ever.
it's like a remix to something, like you're watching a video and it's a remix of something, it's like, oh, here's a SoundCloud link. I'll be like, okay.
I'd rather download the MP3 through YouTube
You
at
know,
that point.
I feel that. But I mean, like, sometimes they don't even put it on YouTube and it's just on SoundCloud, which stinks.
You know, one of our friends, like a couple of years ago, listened to like 2/3 of his music exclusively on SoundCloud.
That's gross.
That's our boy Jeremy.
It's such a, I don't know. Because I view listening to music on SoundCloud the same way I do on, like, YouTube, where it's just like,
Could be better.
you could be better. I
Could
mean,
be
like, it's
better.
different if you're at your computer, but, like, on your phone.
Oh,
It's the equivalent to, like, checking Instagram on your computer as opposed to your phone.
or using Tinder on your computer.
That's powerful, actually.
It is though.
But how are you doing today, my
How am
good
I
friend?
on to? Okay, so today in specific, I actually woke up with a headache. However, it's like one of those headaches where you can function.
Yeah.
It's just moderate annoyance. Like you may or may not just randomly want to murder someone for talking it too loud. But I'm functioning. I still went to class.
Yeah.
Some of my classes.
The body's,
One of my classes.
Yeah, like the body's under the bridge. Like hypothetically, we're not saying like you
Hypothetically.
actually killed someone, but like,
Yeah.
let's just say I don't know, Stephanie Janowski in math just happened to get a little too loud, and you just see her outside, and you're like, "Hey, dude,
You
let's
know,
go for a walk."
I actually had a I had a dream, believe it or not, last night
You killed somebody?
where I was accused. I didn't know if I actually killed somebody or not. I was put right in the middle of the dream when I was being chased for killing somebody. Like
Really?
I was like a wanted person for killing somebody.
See, in dreams, if you're being chased,
It's horrible.
Do you try and run?
Oh yeah.
See, for me, every time I have a dream where I'm chased, like I'm automatically like 9 times slower than usual.
Is this
and,
where
and I remember
Yeah.
that, so I'm just like,
fetal position?
fuck it, just do it.
Well, okay, so like most of my nightmares start or have an element of chase to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's to the point where if I notice that, I'll be like, oh, I'm in a dream because I'm being chased because I've never gotten chased in real life, obviously. So, like, once I have that realization, it almost changes the tune of the dream a little bit. But I remember, like, I was actively exhausted from all the running and explaining I was doing because, like, there'd be random people that I remember their names from that I've probably talked to once or twice. And they'd be like, bro, why'd you do it? And I'd be like, I didn't do it. Like, I don't know what's going I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And, like, the people that were chasing me were, like, my friends and my family. And okay, to be fair, this dream was vastly influenced by another one of my friend's dreams who told me who she was basically telling me that she was chasing the murderer.
Oh, okay.
So I imagine that then translated to my brain of me being the murderer and escaping.
Yeah.
And you know what's really fucked though?
Mhm.
The dream ended by me dying.
Really?
Yeah, I remember I was like actively running through the woods, and then I remember like I got to like kind of like a ridge, And then I basically was at the ridge. There was people behind me, and I remember hearing dogs. And I was like, ah, fuck. And I thought, well, it's a dream. And like this is when like okay, so do you ever have to the ending of your dreams where you kind of realize you're in a dream and that's when you start to wake up?
Of course.
Well, I was like that's when I was fully like, all right, I'm in dream. Let's see if I can just jump to the other side. Literally, I just fell straight down.
Yeah, did it turn into like a falling dream where you kind of hit your bed and you're like,
Well, that's how I woke up.
I hate those.
Funny enough, it was perfectly timed with my alarm as well. So I don't know. Long story short, though, I woke up like wow with a headache.
Yeah. See, I always no one likes when you talk about your dreams, but like, now I gotta talk about my dreams. But I
feel like people do like hearing about that.
I was always under the impression, I don't know, maybe it's like just one thing, but I always thought the consensus was like, or no, I'm thinking of when you talk about your dreams on like a date, because I remember there was a thing where it's like, on your first date, you don't talk about politics, don't talk about religion, and then I think one of them was like, don't talk about your dreams.
Well,
It's
yeah.
fucking weird.
Because, like, when you talk about your dreams, like, it's interesting if you already have a founded connection with somebody.
Yeah. I mean, granted, like this, we can do whatever the fuck we want. This is our show.
That's fucking true.
But
Sorry.
that's fine. I have so many dreams. Like I have this one distinct dream I always have where, I was always fascinated on if you can get to like the Golden Gate Bridge, how it has like
Yeah.
the high arcs.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
always wondered if like you can get up there. So my dream is I always climb to the top, and then for whatever reason I'm like, do you think I'll die if I jump from here? So I jump, and then I hit the concrete and wake up. But like
Interesting.
I try it, so
Well, at least you're trying it in a dream, right?
Yeah,
You're
well,
right. For science.
don't let your dreams just be dreams, is what they tell me. Sometimes I gotta chase them.
All right,
Maybe
so
not that one
besides the
specifically,
red
but
flag that just raised.
hey, it's 2020. You got.
I don't think that justifies it. I don't think you'd be like, yeah, it's 2020. Death by falling is kind of normal.
Like, I'm just saying, like hypothetically. If I can do like a triple somersault into a McTwist and stick the landing, my shins are now on my shoulders.
Oh.
People would still be impressed, nonetheless. Did he land that? And I'm like half awake on the ground, like give a shaky thumbs up. People
My
are
God.
like, yeah, he did it.
Have you ever actually like fallen from a decent height?
Yes.
I'm telling you, falling hurts
I remember
so bad.
at my parents' house, we have like a rock wall in the backyard, and it's like a 10-foot drop. And I remember I had a friend that lived down the street, and we used to love just like running to the top of it, jumping off, and then like army rolling forward.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And like we just keep doing that. And then I was thinking like, this kind of hurts my knees a little bit. But we kept doing it because why not?
Dude.
It's fine. It's all fine. Don't even worry about it. Also, when I went to open up Audacity one time, I opened up Osu, which is like a musical beat game.
It's like a rhythm game.
It's a rhythm game, and I was really confused when I thought it was like I looked away and then I heard click those circles. It's like, did Audacity get an update? What is this? I was so scared. But there's one thing I really want to talk about. I don't know if you had anything else you want to talk about before we get into topics.
Well, I was gonna call out Valentine's Day a little bit.
It doesn't matter to us.
Hey, how dare you? You know how I spent Valentine's Day? With
Single
the
and alone.
frickin' boys. I
Single
wasn't
and
alone.
Single and alone.
I wasn't alone, but I was single.
You were not sober.
Okay. First off,
So I don't think you knew if you were alone or with people.
I was definitely with people.
You could have just been talking to random people, like to literally nobody through the computer.
There was a point where I'm pretty sure I was the only one talking for like a 10 to 15 minute period.
Yeah, and then there was like an hour period where you didn't say anything, and then it just like we knew you were there because you were making noises, but you didn't say anything or respond to anything.
I was buffering.
Oh, okay. Good thing it takes 2 hours. You're like a fucking 2007 Dell computer.
Well, what it was is like I didn't know that my internet connection was being
shoddy.
Yeah, it was being shoddy. Like my cable was kind of unplugged a little bit,
Okay, I got you.
And then once I charged back up, then I was like, oh shit, okay, we're back in action.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Valentine's Day though, I hope everyone had a nice time, and if you didn't spend it with anybody, well, you're not alone, frankly. So
if you spent it alone,
that's okay.
What a loser.
Shut up! You spent it alone.
I spent it in the comfort of my room with my cat and my friends. I was never alone.
Wow, Dan. Wow. Same. I actually worked Friday.
I know you did.
And it was so weird because people are coming in and give me that like, oh, working on Valentine's Day. Oh, that sucks. And I'm like, joke's on you, honey. It's not like I'd be spending it with someone anyways
well,
because no one loves me.
Oh, did anybody? Your face got so like.
I know.
So I was like, oh, is he okay?
I had like the full cheek smile onto like the I'm dead on the inside.
Did anybody ask you like, oh, you got a hot date tonight?
Yeah, actually, many.
And you were like,
many of my regulars did.
And you were like, well, no, but
I hit. I think my one crowning achievement from that night at work is when one of our older gentleman regulars said that to me. I hit him with the "Why? What are you doing later?"
Yikes!
And it put him on such a back foot. It was like he was on his heels, and I'm like, if you did want to hang out, like we could.
Just like, no, I'm serious. Dinner 7, you, me, candlelit.
You, me, Jack Daniels.
Maybe get a little first game after. I don't know. See where the night takes us.
Yeah. Also, on that night, it was great. One of my coworkers hit me with the, "Wait, you're not gay?" And I was like,
Ooh.
"Oh, I didn't know that this was still talked about."
Well, fuck it, we ball. At
Yeah.
the end of the day.
All I'm saying is people can say what they want about me, but clearly I am ambiguous.
This is true, but I will say the way we should have spent our night, we should have went to go see the Sonic movie that came out on Valentine's Day, which I'm just gonna put it out there. If you have loved ones, say you're in a committed relationship, you're happy together, and you didn't spend the time to go watch the Sonic movie,
Yo.
I think it's time to call it quits. I'm just being honest. I think your relationship will not blossom or, go anywhere.
So you know what's fire about the Sonic the Hedgehog movie?
Hit me
So
with
it
it.
obviously got reanimated. We talked about that in the show like a few months back. Yeah, like a few months back. And apparently it's good. Like it's actually like actively a good video game inspired movie. Apparently it's now it's a top box office film from a video game inspired movie. And it also passed Birds of Prey in the box office, which is hilarious to me. It's got pretty good ratings. It's over 100 million already internationally.
Yeah, I really like that. Because I was trying to find the like Rotten Tomato review, but Google users say 96% of people like this movie.
Dude, I'm telling you, like people actively like the movie.
So 3,601 ratings.
Dude, it's got an A on CinemaScore.
That's crazy.
Yeah, people like okay. I saw someone kind of comment something that made a lot of sense, pertinent to like why people are now like, wow, this movie's really good. It's probably because a lot of people that complained about the movie to get it remade are just happy that it got reanimated in the first place.
Here, oh, all right. So IMDb has a 6.9, fitting, but this man on RogerErbert.com, he wrote a review. He gave this a 1 star.
Yeah, probably because he doesn't even know what Sonic is, has no appreciation for it, and just thought the movie was a dumb kids movie.
He said it's a bad kind of it's the worst kind of bad movie, which like there's a lot. It's too an offense to be hated and too wretched to be enjoyed. You might think that this movie's sad limbo state has something to do with the extensive and well publicized last minute animation redesign that made titular woodland creature Sonic. All right, dude. Just
shut up.
Just
shut up.
A titular woodland creature Sonic? No, it's a blue fucking hedgehog, my guy. It's Sonic. You should know. But I mean, like, it got good scores. Like, I still haven't seen it yet, but that's because I'm alone and I didn't have anyone to go see it with.
Well, to be honest, I didn't know it even came out last weekend up until I was researching topics for this episode.
Me neither.
And I will say I'm happy that's got good reviews. And I'm besides that one guy. And I'm also happy that apparently the animation was worth the wait.
Yeah.
Which is, honestly, I feel like all we could ask for because we really, as a community, kind of bullied a whole studio into remaking their film.
I mean,
Great.
or it was just a good marketing ploy.
Or
We still don't know yet.
Well, objectively speaking, I'm sure they would have lost a lot more money if they just released that.
I mean, all right, I'm going to be honest. I do want a world where we get both. Like, I hope that someday they're like,
Oh, they can
you
definitely
guys-
do a Blu-ray release with both
you guys
copies.
want to see like what we had before, and everyone's like, yeah, kind of. What did you have going on over there?
Well, that's the thing. The power play would be to sell like a $30 box set of like 1-in-1.
$30 box set.
Because that's what they would. I mean, to be honest, that's what they would do.
Like in 2008, I don't think
Why?
not a lot of like movie. Obviously, there's like straight to Blu-ray movies, but at this point, they've just been replaced with like straight to Netflix or like
Um,
movies like that.
well, I mean, I just disagree with that because I'm well, the movies I'm thinking of, more often than not, it's like director's cuts, like the
Yeah, okay,
Avengers
yeah,
one. Like you'd
that's
buy the
different.
physical
Yeah,
one for the director's cut or the extended edition. Same with like Lord of the Rings or the Hobbits, stuff like that.
yeah. But I don't know. I feel like it's such like a not as popular thing anymore, sadly.
Buying physical copies of the film is only good if you like to have a rack of movies.
Yeah,
Otherwise, just rent it
yeah,
or just buy it on like I don't know Google Play, and then you don't even have to worry about carrying the physical one. You just download it as you see fit.
yeah. I mean, I know, my family. We used to have like a giant like pull out. I don't know. It was like a mini fridge, but obviously it's not a fridge.
Yeah,
But
like a cabinet.
yeah, it was like chock full of old like VHS tapes, and we had God movies.
Yeah.
We had all the Pokemon movies, Aladdin, all those types of movies. We had all of them, but like I don't know if we still have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where it is. I think it's tucked away in like something in the basement somewhere.
Have you? When was the last time you seen a VHS movie?
Like physically watched.
Yeah.
A very long time.
I have seen one in the last year,
Yeah.
and it was I think it was in college actually. They were like they wheeled in the TV,
Oh, that doesn't count.
and they were like, well, okay. The point I'm trying to make is VHS quality hurts my eyes.
It does. Well, it's
So bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's probably the reason it's not around anymore.
True.
Unless you're, you're a little hipster. You got your apartment in New York City. You got your record player playing the Beatles because
All right. I mean, record players have a novelty. If you're still rocking
No,
a
I know.
VHS tape just to be a hipster, you're a whack job.
that's weird. No, I know. You can't compare like a VHS to a record player because record players are making a comeback. I'll give it that.
God, I hate that they have, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
Mostly because I dislike when people say, you just have to hear it on vinyl. Like, I'm going to be real with you, because it's more often, I was talking to one of our friends, Nathaniel. He's like a really big sound guy.
Mm.
And I remember him telling me, like, he's more often than not, people don't even have good enough speakers or headphones to even make that claim that,
Well,
like,
that's-
it sounds better on vinyl.
Well, that's the thing is like it's just playing out loud. You're not listening to it through anything, and obviously, I feel like 8 out of 10 people don't have the
Yeah.
correct setup for it to
Yeah,
complement
like,
it.
vinyl just doesn't sound better. You need the proper setup for it to sound better.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So, like, yeah, it's like are you really a vinyl person, or do you just like buying vinyl because of the novelty? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's definitely a
it's a
novelty.
weird
That's fine.
distinction to be like, oh, I hate vinyl for that reason, but, it's one of those things that you notice, oddly.
I mean, I don't know if you compare the same thing, but like since we're on the topic of Sonic, it reminds me of people that like go out of their way to get vintage like arcade systems.
We had an arcade cabinet in my house.
Because people like do it nowadays, and I feel like they're just very inconvenient.
I'm not gonna lie, it is very inconvenient, but that vintage Tron machine got so much use in my house.
Yeah.
Like, it's objectively good. However, if you're just buying them to buy them and literally never touch them, what the fuck's the point?
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, they're big and inconvenient. Don't just buy one to stick in your apartment.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm just thinking of like me personally, like where I'm living now. Like I'm not gonna be living here for too much longer.
Yeah.
And the thought of like slapping that, no, excuse me, slapping that shit on a hand truck and like bringing it up and down the stairs without it breaking is just
Oh my god.
less than ideal.
Less than I. Yeah. No. Yeah. It's like, let's just move a fridge that, if we happen to jiggle it wrong, will probably break and cost like $2,000 to fix.
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh.
But I mean, it's worth the risk.
We're.
I mean, like, just if you don't think about it, close your eyes, turn around,
Yeah.
it's possible.
Fair. Fair.
It's kind of like what they did with the Sonic movie.
Like with the Sonic movie.
They're
Speaking of closing your eyes and turning around, though.
Yeah.
So did you saw this viral video of someone on the airplane, right, just getting like their seat tapped?
Yeah. I was curious how you stood on that, because like I feel like they're both in the wrong.
Well, that's
Well,
the thing.
Well, first we can probably explain it. That might help people who don't know.
All right. Do you want to explain it?
It's all right. So it's somebody. They're in the second to last row and the last row of the plane. Obviously, last row you can't recline. So you normally like common courtesy is like the person in front. You don't recline too much, or else They're just kind of up a creek without a paddle. And so the woman reclined, and I guess like the guy behind her was kind of like punching her seat as like a, hey, could you not? And like he just kept doing it with like, it didn't see in the video because like he didn't really use any words. He just kind of kept punching the seat, so I don't know if he just
Well, okay.
didn't want to.
So that's kind of like where it comes to like they're both in the wrong scenario.
Yeah.
One would assume that he hopefully tried words first, right?
Yeah. Well.
When he was like, "Hey, could you move your seat up?" Right?
Yeah.
And then I read the article from the New York Times and I read her Twitter post. It doesn't even like she doesn't even mention if he asked her to put up the seat or not. And like what I kind of dislike is like the people that are strictly taking this woman's side are just calling him an asshole, but like they're kind of disregarding the other side of like you said, you're reclining into someone's personal space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not like he definitely shouldn't have just sat there going like do 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 do. You know, but at the same time, I was also reading when I was researching this is that the airlines don't actually regulate the space from row to row.
Yeah.
So if someone wants to recline fully, they're like an airline attendant can't just be like, "Hey, could you move your seat up?" If the person behind had no reason to, or didn't have a, regardless if the person had a problem with it, rather.
Yeah.
So like, it's kind of like one of those things where I can see someone getting mad enough at someone's disregard for common courtesy to do something like that, but I feel like doing something physical like that is never the proper way.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's definitely she's definitely in the wrong, like giving that dude no space, but that dude was like a 5-year-old about it. Like I feel like a simple just like, hey, could you move your seat up a little bit? I kind of got no space.
That's the thing. I would like to assume that he said that.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like I'd like to, but in the article, it's just like he just was hitting the seat hard, and then he just kept doing this when I started videotaping, and it's like, nobody like I feel like no real person would just like instead of saying, hey, could you move up a bit, just start like beating the shit out of the back of the reclined seat.
Yeah.
Like he's the grown man. It's not a 5-year-old to my knowledge, unless just like a really big kid, like, you know.
Yeah, I mean that beard and bald head would really set me off. But,
I mean, I've done tournament team in Little League, and I've played against 13-year-olds that look about the same age as him. So
well,
like,
I'm gonna be real. Probably are the same age as him.
Could be. Like,
Could be. They just been held back a long time.
Honestly, it felt like that. But I mean, regardless, I don't think no one's in the right. Obviously, it's just like she shouldn't. I mean, like that's the thing is like you can't tell her like you shouldn't recline because she has the right to that. But it's just like a common courtesy thing, you know?
Yeah. Well, okay. The point, she didn't have to recline, right?
Yeah.
So, no matter how you frame it, it was her action that elicited his response.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with this article is that apparently when the flight attendant came and came to the situation, the woman that was recording got scolded for recording him, and the guy in the seat got a free drink for that. And like people that are taking the woman's side are like really focusing on that as well. They're like, why would he get a free drink for that? He was clearly like, you know, like they went as far as to like she went as far as it feels like I got assaulted on the plane. Like, no. Stop! Like you're trying to blow it out of proportion to elicit a reaction. The fact of the matter is that your seat was getting lightly tapped. You weren't assaulted. All right, like she shouldn't have had to have dealt with that. That's a fact.
Yeah.
However, don't like blow the situation up just to make your side seem more grandiose than it needs to be.
It's not that extreme.
It's not that extreme, and he wasn't like beating the shit out of it. He was basically he just made it so like she was just bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, like I'm just picturing when she's like he was hitting it hard before it was recording. It's just like Mike Tyson behind her, just like practicing.
Yeah, you know, like if someone saw that on the plane, they're not gonna just casually be like, "Oh, wow, that's an odd dispute over there." Like, I'm sure someone would say something if he was just fucking right hooking the shit out of it, you know?
Yeah, like if he's right hooking, it's gonna make noise.
Yeah,
and someone's gonna be like, "Hey, dude, could you like maybe relax?"
But like you said, I think they're both in the wrong. But I lean more towards the guy's side in this one just because I would like to assume that he verbally asked her to be like, hey, could you move up?
Yeah, assuming he did that, yeah. Assuming not, it's like, then I'm not taking a side.
And then I'm thinking like, okay, I could see myself kind of doing something dumb like that on a plane because I already don't like being in a big metal tube in the air.
Yeah.
And I can't, like, I personally wouldn't be okay with someone making my already claustrophobic space even smaller by, like,
Yeah.
moving into it.
Yeah, I
So I
agree.
can see that making myself uncomfortable to the point where, like, I'd be, like, you know, doing something that I normally wouldn't do.
Yeah.
But still, I don't think she should have had to put up with that. But I also feel like he shouldn't have to have either. So,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, like, the thing that's more, like, just interesting about this is how there's so many instances on planes where adults just regress into teenagers. Like, there's so many instances of, you see people throw hissy fits on plane, like, throw their shit at people. And it's just crazy to me that these people, like, have functioning jobs, they have families, like,
Yeah.
they live normal lives, and that they can act like this. And it's just
Well,
normal in quotations.
I would like to think that most people that have these public freakouts on planes and shit are just like they're in a high stress situation. You know, like for them, like travel's always stressful. So I imagine like that would probably play into it, right? Like,
Yeah, and I get that obviously, but still,
mm.
it's I don't know, it's not justifiable.
Yeah, no, of course not.
It always happens on planes. I mean, like I get it, like you said, kind of claustrophobic.
Well,
Not a lot of people like flying.
and I'm sure you hear about it more on planes than like a grocery store, just because like planes are still kind of scary and whatnot. Like they're still, how you say,
Spooky.
yeah, they're spooky. They're like anytime you hear something go wrong with a plane, you're kind of like intrigued because it already has that risk factor implied.
Yeah. No, I get that. I'm with you, bro. I get you.
Yeah. So say you know, what would you have done if someone just reclined in front of you like that? Would you just be like non-confrontational and just sit there with your legs like pushed to your knees? Or
I mean,
what?
like, I'd probably let it go for a little bit, and then if it was too uncomfortable, I'd just be like, "Pardon me, could you move your seat up a little bit? I don't really got any leg room." And if they're like, "No, fuck you," then I'd just be like, "Okay," and then I just put my headphones back in and not talk to this person.
Hmm.
Oh, sorry. No, what I really would have done is if they reclined their seat, I would have just kept like taking and just rocking it back and forth, and then when they like turn around and get up and they're like, "Could you not?" I just right hook them in the face until their jaw breaks.
I feel like I'd be petty, to be quite honest with you, if I was in that situation.
So you'd be the dude.
I know, in a different way. I'd like audibly say out loud, I'd be like, "I'm sorry, I lack the leg room with you reclining back like this. Would you be a decent person to move your seat up?" And then when you say something like that, if they don't,
So you're one of those people.
I-
You're one of the people I was talking about where you're like, "Oh, you're a grown adult." Oh, just kidding. I'm 15.
yeah, exactly.
Hey, that's fine.
Well, no, it's more
It's not
like
at
I
all.
feel like in that situation, like it's the best thing to do because it gets you what you want either way. And if they don't do it, then they look like a major league ass.
I mean, you both do. Nobody looks good.
Well, no, it depends on how it's delivered.
Well, I mean, like you're causing a scene for just because you can.
Well, no, I'm causing a scene because someone's seat is pressed into my knees.
Well, that's because you can. Yes.
And I mean,
Possibly.
I mean, theoretically, you're paying to be there, so you could cause a scene yourself.
I mean, I agree with that. You're paying for it, you should be comfy, but at the same time,
Don't fly
it's a
coach.
small inconvenience. That's true. If you have money, just do first class. Don't be a fucking wuss.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're not showing out, like, all right, if you want to complain, like, "Oh, I don't have enough leg room,"
Yeah, I mean,
make more money, dumbass. Come on,
to be fair, airlines nowadays are just like all bad, I guess.
dude. Yeah, literally, what it's. I think it's tier list is like Southwest. Never in your life fly there because they're just like,
We'll kill your dog.
yeah, we'll murder your animals and kill you.
Jeez.
Oh, I like it. But the one thing I wanted to talk about in the beginning, because I think this is so stupid but hilarious. There's a Supreme slash Oreo collab, and what they're doing is they're just changing like the Oreo cookie to where it's just black and white. It's gonna be red and white, and it's gonna have the Supreme logo on it.
Instead of Oreo.
Yep, and it's gonna come in packs of 3. And
How
first
much-
off, no price yet.
No price yet.
No price yet.
How much do you think? I'm betting.
30 at the least.
I'm saying.
$10 a cookie.
I'm
no
saying
more.
15 to 20.
Well, hold on, let me
I'd like to hope.
Let's see.
I didn't see a price when I was looking either.
I didn't either. So,
Um.
they got a Tupac skateboard too. That's interesting.
Yeah, you know, is it fuck to say? I kind of don't really like that companies just use Tupac still nowadays to sell shit.
I mean, it's a lot of like dead people that they're just like, you want to buy merch on this dead guy, and it's like, um, I yeah, I
But that's the
guess.
thing. Like, I feel like because Supreme markets to our generation, right?
Yeah.
I feel like our generation really missed the whole Tupac wave.
Well, in terms of being alive in that era, yeah. I mean, like you can still enjoy the music. It's the same with like the
Yeah, of
Beatles, but
course.
it's not like it's like the same thing I have with people that really like the Beatles, where they're just like hanging on. It's like, hey, they're still making this music thing. Like, there's new stuff coming out. Give it a try. But
So Supreme cookies, man.
it's just so stupid. Like, it's Supreme. If you don't know Supreme, it's like streetwear brand. They do like limited drops where it's like, oh, you can only get a certain amount, then it's gone forever.
I wouldn't even call them streetwear drops at this point. They just drop items with their logo on it. Like,
Well,
remember the brick?
yeah, I mean, they still do their things. Like, there's still shirts and hoodies and pants and all their things. But then they're like, we're gonna put a spin on little wacky things.
You want
Like,
a Supreme screwdriver,
they got it.
Supreme Christmas ornament,
They have it.
Supreme brick.
I had a friend that bought the Supreme Christmas ornament.
Yeah,
He paid $70 for it.
yeah.
I hope he listens to this because I want him to know you're still stupid.
I'm gonna be real, yeah, and like I hope he resold it like he said he would.
I hope so too. Well, that's the thing with Supreme. A lot of people buy it because they can resell it for like
To
a
resell
hundred.
it for people that missed it.
They can sell it for like 50 upwards to like $200 more than what they bought it for, which is like, hey,
True.
there's a market for that and you can do that. But like people that buy it, it's like, I mean, you buy it not because you like it. You mostly buy it just for the novelty of having something exclusive,
True.
which it's a reasonable way to market things, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it
But
definitely generates income. However, it kind of generates income based off the consumer giving it value, which is
yeah,
weird.
yeah. But I mean, the whole thing of Supreme cookies is like you can't just hold on to them because
Yeah.
then they're just gonna like get kind of nasty. I mean, like it'll take a while. Like you can keep this in a wrapper up on your Supreme memorabilia shelf all you want for as long as you want it, I guess. But it's the thought of like marketing this is just so weird to me because like
Yeah.
they got your Tupac skateboard, you can use that or you can just hang it up and it can stay there forever and that's fine.
That is true. It is just a perishable item
That's yeah, like anything perishable.
that
It does.
logically you wouldn't eat,
It,
right? Like, would
I
you
mean,
eat a
like,
ten
could
dollar
you?
cookie though?
Like, could you?
Would you want to?
It's just gonna taste like an Oreo.
Yeah,
It's not like it's gonna taste anything different.
that's true.
And if you want an Oreo with like a red top on it, they make red velvet Oreos. You can just get that instead.
That's what the hell? That's true, actually. And this is like an official Oreo Supreme collab as well.
Yeah, no, this is real, sadly.
You know, it's whatever, man. Honestly,
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's the most like,
I,
oh fucking K. Like, sure, dude. Why not?
kind of makes me sad that I know it's gonna sell out in less than a minute
Oh
too.
well, but like all right, this is gonna sound like kind of weird. It may be just me, but the weird thing is that they sell it in packs of threes. When I eat Oreos, I don't eat just three. I will not just eat just three. I'll eat like five, but I only eat five because I know I can go back for more because I get like the big thing whenever I once in a blue moon get Oreos.
It's probably just so like they can keep the individual Oreos on the internet down, right? So they probably want like that exclusivity, right? Because if they were selling them by like the how many Oreos would you say are in like your typical tin?
I mean like
30?
what, like 30? Yeah.
Like 10, 10, 10?
Yeah, yeah.
So like if they sold them like that, that's just each person gets 30 Oreos. So either they sell it for $100 and no one bought, well, people will buy it, but they'll
That's
sell it
ins-
for $100 and they get a full sleeve, and then they can each sell each individual Oreo for like $5.
But even then, that just does.
Well, I'm saying like it's more economically feasible for Supreme to make more money. I feel like by selling it by the three.
Well, I'm also thinking, can you sell like perishable like food on like eBay or something?
Let's see
Like,
why not.
I know there's like a Facebook food marketplace, and that's really fucking weird to me.
I mean, would you even market this as food?
It's edible.
It
I,
is.
I would definitely market it as food because it is food.
Yeah, but it's not like it's novelty food.
I mean, yeah, but you still eat it.
Okay, so let's. What about like collectible alcohol bottles and stuff?
But that's different because you're not eating or drinking the bottle.
I mean, presumably you wouldn't be eating or drinking this cookie.
I guess.
Hopefully.
I mean, that's a thing. Like, do you buy it and you're like, I just ate a $10 cookie and it tasted like a regular Oreo, or are you just like, I'm gonna put this on next to my Supreme
Well,
fucking dog shit.
that's the thing. Like, okay, so like I'm thinking from a hype beast standpoint. The only time you would eat it probably is if you record yourself eating it, and you're like, I just ate a Supreme Oreo.
Yeah.
But like you're not gonna tell people that you ate a $10 Oreo because you quite literally you're dumb for doing that, and
Oh, yeah.
and there's no way to prove that it was even a Supreme Oreo that you had. So like. You're getting rid of the evidence to prove that you paid money for this, which is the novelty of it, I guess.
I don't know. I'm so hung up on this. Like,
It's odd.
I feel so weird. Like, I don't know. I keep just stuttering and saying like and a lot because I'm just so perplexed on how to digest this, I guess.
It's a wild concept that people will buy
That's a-
three
that's a-
Oreos
that's
that
the
are
thing
red
that bothers
and
me.
say Supreme. It's odd.
Is people are gonna fucking buy it, but it's like you don't just put it on a shelf. But like you're going to.
I'm excited for when this drops actually because I just want to see what people are. I want to see what it resales for.
That's true.
Remember when the brick was like what was the brick's markup like 500?
It sold originally for like 80, and yeah, I think it was like fucking 200, 500.
Dude, what if this is like $30 for a pack of 3 and then fucking the markup's like 600?
I wouldn't doubt it. But and like I'm thinking of, oh, you just resell it, and it's like, well, what if somebody just wants one cookie? Do you just take the cookie out, put it in an envelope, and mail it to them?
Wait, this just gets weirder and weirder.
I know.
Actually,
I'm just like, am I high?
Am-
Are we good? The edible kick in? I don't know.
You know what would be great is if these were edibles.
That'd be fucking nuts.
I would pay $30 for a
Oh,
Supreme
dude,
edible cookie.
They'll mark that. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, you think?
Colorado exclusive Supreme weed brownie.
Actually, speaking of weed, though, if we didn't want to take a break from talking about Supreme cookies, something I just wanted to briefly talk about that was really cool.
Yes, of course.
The LA's county district attorney is dismissing nearly 660,000 or yeah, 600 no 66,000 marijuana convictions.
Nice.
Like they're just dismissing it outright.
Didn't New York do this earlier?
Yeah,
in the
but
year?
I don't think it was anywhere near this sheer amount.
Yeah. I mean, also, weed's legal in Cali. It's not legal in New York yet, is it?
In the city it is, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So here's a quote from the district attorney. She goes, "We believe it is the largest effort in California to wipe out old criminal convictions in a single court motion." So like what I like about this is they're not handling it on a case by case because they realize how dumb some of these convictions actually, or how clearly 66,000 of these are.
Yeah. I mean, rightfully so. I imagine a good handful of them is like, oh, he had like less than an ounce on him, and that cop was feeling very like he had to do his job, I guess, that day, and fucking brought him in.
Yeah.
Something of that nature.
You know, so there's obviously regulations for who qualifies for this for this, but like still it's a great step in the right direction because it's very sad to think that people are still in prison, are still paying fines, and are still dealing with the fallout for something that in the next state over you can buy in something that looks like an Apple store.
It's very weird, right?
It's a very odd concept, and you may think like, oh, well, if it's country to country, like no, it's state to state. We're in the same country,
Yeah.
and that is the case. Like the fact that here, if I get caught with, let's just say an ounce on me, it's a huge fine and probably some form of jail time. Whereas in like fucking, I don't know, insert state here, I can just go and buy it in a store.
Yeah.
And it kind of bothers me on a weird level, I guess, because there's still that part of me. It's like, yeah, but you gotta follow the law to your degree. Like you can't get mad at a law for where you live because that's just how it is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just so nonsensical at this point because really what it is when I saw someone relate what a dispensary looks like to an Apple store, that's when it was like, oh shit, you're right.
Yeah.
Because it's fucking corporate now. Like, it literally looks like Apple stores inside these places. They got iPad. Like, it's a full-blown business. There's cops that can just walk by and be like, yeah, that's a normal store.
I mean, it's also insane how much that business, like the business of selling marijuana in legal states, has grown.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's very profitable now, to my knowledge.
Yeah, and then it's only going up. So I don't know. I just wanted to call that out because I thought that was really cool, and I just hope that once marijuana is widely legal, that most places to all places do something like this.
Yeah.
Because I know for the one in California, this is primarily clearing records of older people that had this happen to them in the past. It's just having it still follow them around.
Hmm.
I think one of the regulations is like it couldn't have been something that's happened in the last 10 years or so,
Hmm.
which is like it sucks still, but that's fine. It's a step in the right direction. That's what I want to call out.
Yeah. And you know what? I support it.
I support it as well because, well, I don't want to say people are innocent because they still broke the law. However, they should now be found innocent because it's legal.
Yeah. It's just
That's-
kind of like a fucking whatever. You
Yeah.
know? It's like a forget about it.
Yeah, it's like the fair thing, I guess.
Yeah. It's just,
Times change.
Times
and,
change.
And I feel like one of the problems with our legal system is like we get hung up a lot.
Yeah. I would agree to that.
Yeah, but we don't want to go into my philosophy on legal and prison reform and all
And
that,
that was
shit.
Bobby's Weed Corner.
Bobby's Weed Corner.
Thanks for coming back.
It's funny that I do seek weed topics out because I find them interesting,
I know.
but I really do talk about weed a lot.
I do. Your staples, you like talking about weed, you like talking about the environment. Prison reform, a big one for you. Just kidding. But
Well, kind of, but not that I talk about it
well,
often.
here, I have something for the environment for you because
Hear me out.
richest man in the world, Jeff Bezos, says he is going to donate $10 billion, which is, hold on, let me get the number. Scroll up a little bit. We're looking at 7.7 of his net worth,
So,
which really makes you feel bad. But
well, okay, so let's unpack this from the headline first, right, before we actually talk about it. So, 10 billion is a lot of money.
for climate change,
Like,
just to, help you guys out.
oh yeah. So it is like a lot of money. And I feel like people that saw this headline because when I was doing more research into this, people are like, yeah, but it's only 7.7% of his actual net worth. And it's like, yeah, but at the same time, 10 billion is literally a lot of money. Not to him. Well, I
To
guess
anyone.
7.7 is a significant amount because it does put a dent in it. But the thing is, 10 billion is a lot of money, and I feel like we shouldn't be like, yeah, but he's only at least he is, because he doesn't have to. Like, yeah, he would look like a dick, but still, no, he doesn't have to. Be happy with the 10 billion. It will do a lot of good. A lot.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Is like anybody who's rich that donates money is immediately just like, well, why didn't you donate more? I know you have a lot. And it's like, I mean, like, a lot of those motherfuckers are like piece of shit, but in reality, they don't know anyone's shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they have the ability with their vast income to help make a lot of change. However, they don't have to. It is their money.
Yeah,
And like I said, 10 billion is a lot.
10 billion is an astronomical lot.
Yeah.
10 billion is a
10
lot of digits.
10 fucking billion.
10 billion is a lot more money than you'll see in your lifetime.
Exactly. And okay, so moving forward with this. This came out what, Monday you said?
Yeah.
Yesterday for us, a few days ago for you guys, hopefully. So he said that, okay, so this came out in a Instagram post initially, right?
Yeah.
So he said on Instagram that he's committing 10 million to start. So that's cool. He said to start, and I guess he's issuing out grants during the summers when he plans to start.
Mhm.
But he had a fire quote at the end of his Instagram post, and I just want to say that now is Earth is the one thing we all have in common. Let's protect it together. It's such a great quote. I think Jeff Bezos isn't a great guy, but that's still a pretty dang good quote.
It's a good, yeah. We take those.
We do take those. I just love good quotes, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
So, I guess that really doesn't... I mean, like, yeah, he did pledge a lot, but I guess that I figured out from this article, he's one of, I think, 5 American billionaires who has not signed this giving pledge, which is essentially, like, they're saying that when they die or whatever, like, more than half of their income will be donated to, like, the...
Various research funds and yada yada.
Yeah, so, at least he's kind of making an effort. I don't know.
I mean, he's doing shit. Like, you can't deny that.
Mm.
But I'm with him. Climate change, probably the biggest thing affecting our planet. So, a message to everyone out there: if you're just still throwing shit everywhere and being a big old dumbass,
Can we talk about something real quick about that? I actually got severely angry. I would say mid last week. I was driving and I saw someone just throw a McDonald's bag out their window.
it's crazy to me that people like have no remorse and can just do that.
And it was genuine anger that I felt.
Yeah.
Like, cause like usually you'd be like, oh dude, what the hell? You know, you're a like it was like I was pissed about it.
Well, look, I'm thinking like the only thing I'll ever throw out of my window is like a banana peel.
Hell, I'm so glad you said that because
Like-
I feel like a douche every time I do. But I'll whip a banana peel out. I don't give a fuck.
I'll throw a banana peel, throw an apple core, but like that's biodegradable. Like that's doing nothing. But throwing like plastic, throwing a whole fucking McDonald's bag.
That's a whole McDonald's bag, and like when it flew out, because he was driving like 30, 40 miles an hour, like all the trash went literally across the road. Fucking like it was there. It was
Like
infuriating.
You're going out of your way to be an asshole. Like
just keep it in your car.
there's nothing wrong. Like that's my whole issue with people throwing shit out the window. You are in your car to go somewhere. 9 times out of 10, that place will have a garbage can somewhere.
And if not, where you're going later will.
There's garbage can everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Like a gas station, garbage cans everywhere.
Like you are going out of your way to fucking just be a piece of shit and like just keep ruining the world like one step at a time. Like, and you're okay with this.
Dude, it's
so crazy to me.
See, right now I'm starting to stutter because I'm getting mad all over again about it.
Yeah.
Just because there's like you said, there's no reason to do shit like that now. I don't even want to say now. There isn't a reason to do that, but like, why would you?
Like, I mean, maybe we didn't know. Maybe that McDonald's, he's a regular customer, and they're like, we're tired of him. He's a bad person. So they put a bomb in the bottom of his McDonald's bag, and he's like, I have to get rid of this now. So he threw it out the window. Then I'm like, you know what? Maybe. But that's not a real thing. So
Yeah, so that part of me wishes I was extra and took his license plate down and then called it in and was like, yo, this guy just did this.
That's such a hassle too.
See, but that's like it put me to that point where like I wanted to just fucking stop my car, pick up all the trash, follow him, and then just fucking be like, oh hey, I think you dropped this.
Yeah, and just like whip it back in.
Like
that's crazy.
it's just very disappointing, I guess.
Yeah. And it's like my whole thing is like people like that are the type of people that will like go on social media and like, guys, we need to be better.
That's the thing. Like you should know in 2020, you should know how big of an issue climate change is. You should know where we stand.
And
like
it's like if you're a type of person that is still under the impression of like climate change not real. It's normal for it to be 70 degrees in the winter. It is a-okay that it is snowing in summer right now. These are normal things. Then, you know, I don't want to say I hope you die soon, but like...
You're part of the problem, and I hope you're one of the few that are cold.
Yeah. I hope you don't have a sweater in the winter.
Yeah, and I hope you roast in the summer.
I hope you're wearing a sweater in the summer and shorts in the winter.
Yeah, idiot.
Dummy.
Dude, it really did get me. Like,
it's frustrating. Like, it's so frustrating to see, like, I'll say it, me as a person, there's a lot of times I don't fucking care about anything. Which is, like, not the best, but, like, I care about things that need to be cared about. Like, I'm not throwing my water bottle out the window because what did Mother Nature ever do for me? It's like, motherfucker, you're walking on it.
Yeah, like, exactly. It throws me off when I see people like do that with people around. Even
that's another thing. Like
it was like probably 7 p.m. in the middle of Glastonbury, which is like pretty preppy town.
It's pretty wealthy.
Yeah, you know, it was on a main road. We were on a back road. Like, who the frick just does, like, you do know that's like a $500 fine in most places, right? Like,
yeah.
Why? Who?
I don't know.
Throw it away.
Just don't get it.
And the thing is, we were like less than a mile away from the nearest McDonald's. Like, if you
maybe just wolfed it down.
Still though, wolf it down and then fucking just do it in the parking lot.
Or maybe he just wants to see the world burn and he just like bought McDonald's and just didn't eat any of it, but he just wanted to throw McDonald's bag out the window.
You know, there was a surplus of fries that came out spilling out the bag, so that could have been the
Then
move.
that's just wasteful. That's just weird.
Dude.
Like, okay, McDonald's fries, they're still good cold.
Yeah,
I'll keep it real with you. Like, I haven't had McDonald's fries in a long time, but I'm sure like 15-year-old me would still agree with me now.
I actually had them semi-recently, and
Yeah.
they are good.
That's good.
They taste good.
That's fine.
Probably because they're laced, but you know,
With heroin.
with heroin.
At least the ones in Connecticut. That's fine.
Jesus Christ. But
Don't worry about it, guys.
if
It's
you litter,
whatever.
you're a scumbag. Screw you.
True. Jeff Bezos, he got some brownie points from me.
Yeah, you know, like he's still not good. You know, Amazon workers are still in shit positions. He gets a big pass on things that he shouldn't get a big pass on.
I mean, that's the whole thing with like anyone that's a billionaire is like to
Yeah.
get to that point, you have to fucking stomp on people and leave people in the fucking dust. Like you have to kind of be about yourself and your money.
But I would like to say, like, don't act like something as good as this isn't as big as it is just because of the other bad things that he's in.
Yeah.
Like, just take the good thing and be happy.
I mean, it's also one of those things like people grow. If he's like shifting his whole dynamic to I've realized like, oh, world's not a good place. I want to make it better and I
Yeah.
have the opportunity. It's like that's cool.
And
That's
I mean,
fine.
We kind of have like the best case scenario here as well with him because like now we get to like as the Commonwealth we get to hold him accountable to this.
Yeah.
Because he publicly said it. He sent the Instagram post. I mean, like, I guess that's nothing legally binding, but as
Morally.
yeah, exactly. Like we should take this victory, I guess.
Yeah, it's a dub in my book.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
So if you're like, yeah, only 7.7%, like, no, it means a lot.
Let me think to yourself, what is 7.7 of your net worth at home, and tell me if you're willing to part with that.
Yeah, really. Or even if it is not a lot, realize that it's the equivalent. Well,
Yeah.
no, because I guess there is that thing where like you get to a certain point of money where you like. There's a really interesting YouTube video that I was watching where it kind of took analytics on like income,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of rated like what income bracket you could basically stop caring at. And there's a point where quite literally you could do most things and have it not impact you monetarily whatsoever because you're making as much money just from your money existing that you would be spending, which is quite interesting.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it's like back in middle school when we'd be like, yeah, if Bill Gates dropped $100, it quite literally wouldn't be worth his time to pick it up.
Yeah.
Like, that's really interesting to me
so.
for some reason.
I mean, money talks.
Money
What they
talks.
say.
Money fucking talks.
Let's see.
Speaking of money talks, a throuple
Oh yeah.
was actually really struggling on house hunters to find a house to support their I guess what would you call it? Their family situation, their home situation.
Polyamorous relationship. Well, it was like the dude and the girl, they got married, but he knew that his wife was like bisexual, and they wanted to welcome in a third person, and they're all like equal. There's no like anyone is above anyone, which is cool. But it was one of those things that I saw the headline of what's a throuple, and I was thinking like,
What is a throuple?
what the fuck? What does that mean?
Oh, okay, I hate to admit it, it embarrassingly just clicked. It's literally just a couple. But like
Three couple.
yeah, like that's the equivalent. Like I was wondering why they like were like fixated on the suffix of upple.
Yeah.
Now that makes sense because I guess quadruple, quadruple. No, what would you call four?
A quadruple makes sense.
Quadruple,
I think so.
a group,
A cruple?
a
A fruple?
pentuple. I guess.
Oh,
Okay,
that'd be
so,
5.
Yeah, so anywho, going back to throuple though, I guess what was really funny that this appeared on House Hunters.
I know.
And in our country, because I know we do have listeners that aren't in our country, polygamy and polyamory. If you guys didn't know, it's basically when you have a committed relationship between just the two involved. In our country, it's illegal to do that in I think every place but like Utah.
Yeah.
And
Well, they're Mormon.
yeah, So,
But
anyway, so that's illegal. But this throuple appeared on national TV, and I guess it was very interesting to a lot of people that kind of forgot that like this is a possibility.
yeah, well, it's like one of those things like I don't know. You remember like Catfish?
Yes.
It was like when Catfish was popular and they started having like gay couples and people were like, "This is a thing?"
You're so right with it too, though. Would you? I personally don't think I could ever be in like a open or polyamorous relationship.
See, I couldn't either. Like I respect people that can because I think it takes a lot of
Like confidence in yourself,
yeah,
trust in another person.
like a lot of commitment. But like for me personally, like I don't want to say I'm too possessive, but I feel like it's nice to have like one person, not to like call your own, obviously, 'cause it's not like a fucking pet,
Yeah.
but like someone that you're like very intimate with.
See, I feel like we're tiptoeing more than we have to because I feel like that's not too much to ask.
No, I know. It's just the wording of it. I don't
Yeah.
want someone to say like, "This is my human."
Yeah, but I mean, like we've had like at least 200 years plus of like generations like imprinting onto us. It's like we find the one, we find the quote quote soulmate,
Yeah.
and move on from there. So I feel like it's not out of the ordinary to be like, yeah, I would like my significant other to not be involved with other people,
Yeah.
but. In this case, I guess it's like they're all like it's a triangle where they're all involved with each other and they're happy about it.
Yeah.
I think that's cool if you can do that, I guess.
Yeah, no, I've always been interested in people that can do that. Like just because it's something personally that I know for a fact I could never do.
There was a video a while back that I watched with a throuple actually, and they were also parents,
Yeah.
and that was interesting because I guess parenting wise, it helps a lot
I've
theoretically.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of videos like that. There was one that was really weird where it was like four dudes were dating the same girl and they were all okay with it. And then she was like about to have a child and they didn't know who the dad, like the biological dad was.
See, that's a little weird, maybe.
I think that one's weird.
That's a little weird. I don't know. I guess if people are happy, it kind of raises this weird kind of question though. Should it be illegal? I don't think it should be illegal, right?
No. I mean, it's definitely like one of those things where if you're happy, be happy. Like nothing anyone says is gonna matter. Like people can have opinions, but it's not gonna change anything.
I feel like legally, it's only not allowed just because we don't want to do the math on the tax break.
You know, honestly, I think you're right.
Because I mean, it's not illegal just to be in a relationship with more than one person. It's just illegal to be married to more than one person, right?
Yes.
Because would the government be like, no, you can't have two boyfriends?
Well, see, now I'm thinking about this from the house hunting perspective. That'd probably make it really fucking easy. Cause like, do you think they all sleep in one bed?
Well, okay, actually, this article was talking about how it was hard because they wanted like a master bedroom that could fit 3 people. So that's a
Yeah.
lot of closet and drawer space. But they were looking for like 3 sinks in their bathroom as well.
I did see that. Yeah.
Ain't
that
nobody
was-
gonna have a his, hers, and hers. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, you're not gonna house hunt that shit. You're gonna have to custom that.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking. Is like if you